Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another semester and welcome to Accounting Information Systems Lab. Now, normally I would have had this discussion today face-to-face with you on Blackboard Collaborate. But instead for this semester, I have opted to do a video to record. So in the event, you can go back and look at what was discussed, what I said, to guide you along. Now, effectively, the project that you're going to have for this semester, it is via Sage 50, which instructions for download are on Moodle. So I'm going to walk you through all the things that you're going to have to do in summary to ensure that you have a successful time with the lab. So let's begin. The first thing that I'd want you to do, so let's look at the top of the page. So at the top, scroll your way down. The first thing that I'd want you to do is to download Sage 50. Now there are different versions. Now there may be later versions than 2021, but because the videos that I have created, there are 11 instructional videos to guide you through the project. They have all been created around version 2021. So please download that one for me. So you come to this section here, click and follow the instructions, and you're going to download it, or click here on the machine you're going to be using to do the project. And I beg of you, every time that you do work on the project, I'm going to ask you to back up the information on your Google Drive or a thumb drive, because I don't want anyone to come to me at the end of the project and say, "Miss, my machine crashed." No, that will not be an excuse. Save it on a G drive, and then you can access it on another machine and complete the task. But anyway, the point is you must back up your work every time you work on the project. Now, once you have downloaded the software, the next thing I want you to do is to watch this video. Effectively, this video is different from the others in that the focus is not on Sage 50. It is on Microsoft Excel. And what this YouTube video is all about, this is what I created. It is showing you how to compute and create a payslip for both monthly paid people and fortnightly paid people. Why? Because in your project you have two employees, one who is monthly paid, one who is fortnightly paid. So by watching this video first, you will be brought through how to compute net pay, how to compute the statutory deductions, how to generate journal entries from that. Now you are going to need the journal entries because once you have created your project in Sage, you are going to need to journalize the payroll at the end of each month. Your project spans transactions for January to March 2022. So you'll be entering 3 journals for each month, January, February, March. You'll be entering 6 or 7 fortnightly journals for your fortnightly paid person over the period January to March. So please ensure that you watch this video first. And I would suggest that you watch it first. It's about an hour. Then when you're ready to follow along, you watch it on your smartphone and do the work on your desktop. Follow along on your desktop. Or watch it on a tablet and follow along on your desktop. So you'd have downloaded the software. you'd have watched the video. Then the next thing I'd want you to do now is to download these 6 appendices. The first one deals with the opening balances for the company that you're going to create. The second one has a listing of the customers who owe you money. The third appendix has a listing of people that you owe, companies that you owe money. The fourth one gives you a list of all the stock that you have in your warehouse at January 1st, 2022. Appendix 5 gives you a list of all the fixed assets and non-current assets that you currently have in your business. And especially Appendix 6, I need you to download Appendix 6 and keep it on hand every time that you work. Why? Because as you do each transaction between January and March, I want you to make a mark, a tick beside each. And I'll go in and I'll show you what I mean. Now, of importance is the project instruction. So I'm going to open it. So you'll see that the project spans October 2022. Instruction sheets tell you that the group size is 4 to 6 persons. It tells you also that the assessment of the project is a 60-minute interview. So you and your team members from your group will join me on a Zoom call in November. I've put on this paper that the group interviews, which will be all held on Zoom, will be between the period of November 7th to 11th. So I'm going to put a link on the Moodle dashboard to Calendly, where you can select your interview dates, and it will automatically create and send you a Zoom link for that date. But that is way down in October. Right now, this is just to show you that your project is due October 31st. Now, in terms of submission, the instructions are there in notes 5, 6, and 7. Essentially, you're going to create a folder and subfolders. A main folder with certain information like who is in the group and the company names that they created. And then each person in the group will have a subfolder, because in that subfolder, you're going to have to load up all of the information for your projects. And there's specific information that I ask for, and we will look at that in a minute. So your project effectively starts January 1st, 2022. Your list of opening balances have been again described here, where you have your debtors or your customers, your creditors or your vendors, your inventory listing, your fixed assets register. So please read through the instructions. You're using the accruals basis in creating your accounting database. Your valuation methods for stock is FIFO, and it also tells you how you're going to price the goods that you're going to sell. Now, in the next section is where the Microsoft Excel is pertinent, because payroll is done using Excel and the journals are brought in at the end of each month. So the payroll details are here, but in the video that I'm showing you to do for week 1, we're not using this data, but I'm generally showing you how to create a payslip. So once you finish watching that video, what you effectively have, or what you would have created, are 2 templates. A template for a monthly paid person and a template for a paycheck for a fortnightly paid person. And it is just a matter of inserting the respective data and others to get their net pay. Because remember now, these people, their net pay is paid out to them either every 2 weeks or every month. Then we have our non-current assets. The bank account that you're going to be using is Scotiabank. And the first check in the transaction is check 5298. Now, probably after a while, we'll have to disband that because not many people are using checks anymore. They're doing wire transfers. GCT will be set at 15%. And all their transactions are on Appendix 6. And that's the one I'm asking you to print out fully. I would advise you print all the appendices, but this one, Appendix 6, is most important. Now, remember I said that there are folders and subfolders that are going to be created on a Google Drive. Well, these are the documents that are going to end up in the subfolders, the individual subfolders for each member. And they're listed here. For example, you're going to do a general ledger trial balance at the start of the year, a vendor ledger at the start of the year, a customer ledger at the start of the year, as well as an inventory valuation report. Now, once you have posted all of January's data, then I need a general ledger trial balance again at the end of January. Now, at the end of March, when you finish posting all your transactions, these are also some of the documents you need to print: balance sheet, vendor ledgers, profit and loss accounts, etc. You also have to file an SO1 form for payroll, for your January payroll. And you'll be needing these two reference numbers, a TRN and an NIS for your business. There's my contact information, jreed@utech.edu.jm. So you have to read through this project instruction very carefully to make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing. So now we're back on the dashboard. So what have we done so far? We've discussed how to download the software. I'm instructing you also to watch this YouTube video as it represents the lab for the first lab for the session. Then there are the project instructions, which you must also print so that you understand what are the expectations that I have of you and the important dates. The appendices, I'm suggesting that you print them all, especially Appendix 6. Now the last thing, the videos. Let's look at the videos. All the videos, there are 11 of them. And you are to do them in the order in which they are listed. So you start with video 1, follow the instructions. Go to video 2, follow the instructions. Again, I would suggest that you watch the video first. The videos are about 20 minutes to 30 minutes long. Watch it first and then watch them again on your cell phone and do the instructions on your desktop or your laptop. Okay? But don't rush ahead and start without watching the video instructions first. Let me open the first one. And that is not how you spell opening. It's taking a while to load. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first in a series of videos that are going to provide you with the instructions that you need to complete your project. For this video, we are going to be looking at the opening journal entry. Okay, so that was just a short clip. So watch all of the videos, and by the time you're finished with video 11, you should have been able to complete your project. So the thing to note is that from video 1 all the way to video number 8 is all preparation. From video 1 to video 8 is all about preparing your database for the transactions from Appendix 6. So videos 9, 10, and 11 guides you as to how you post your transactions. Now here's the thing, people. These instructions that I give you only account for 90% of the transactions. There's another 10% that I will not give you any guidance on. And you can guess. Those are the ones that I might pick on in the interview to find out how you handle them. So you may need to go back to your accounting textbook, Frank Wood, or your financial reporting information, anything to help you to guide you as to how to post these other 10% transactions, which I would not have shown you how. Because that is real life, you know. When you're using accounting software, you may have a transaction that is unusual, and you have to think through which screens do I use, what's the journal behind the transaction, how do I think I'm going to post it now and in relation to any later part of the transaction, how is that going to happen? And so you need to be able to do that. So I think that concludes my introduction. So just to recap, download the software, watch the YouTube video, and build your payslips. Print your instructions, download your appendices. I think I'm going to move the instructions, the videos, move them down in logical order, because those are the last things you're going to look at. So this, I'm moving it down to the end. Sorry. I'm going to move it down so you'll know that you do this as the last, which is to start watching the instructional videos. Sorry, I went down too fast. And one last shift. Yeah, so that is the order in which I want you to work. So remember now, if you have any questions, just drop me an email at jreed@utech.edu.jm, and I'll try my best to help. All right, so this is where you have to be between now and the end of October. Now, the beauty of this is that you don't have to come in to do the labs, as is customary in the past. Your software is on your laptop. Also, you can get up in the middle of the night and put in an hour's work. So when I say the deadline is October 30th, it can take you 2 weeks and you're finished. But the thing is, your interview, however, is fixed for the period 7th to the 11th of November. So pace yourself, make sure you find people in the project, in your class, to work on the project, because you will not be doing the interview on your own. It's going to be 4 to 6 persons. Okay, and remember, it's a Zoom interview. And I would advise that once you identify your group member, work the project together. Understand the screens, understand the double entry behind the transactions, because when the interview questions are thrown at you, it's thrown at the group, not you alone. So if a group member is asked a question and they don't know the answer, your group gets a 0 for that. So the group must learn together to protect and ensure that they get the best pass possible in the interview. Because when the interview is completed, you'll be getting your project grade. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And all the best. And remember, you can get in touch with me via my email address. Thank you.